WarRoomSports.com. Get that mobile app.
War Room Nation, what's going on? Welcome to this episode of Operation Big Brother, brought to you by War Room Sports as always. I'm your host, Jimmy. Got a small round table, but we had to come on and talk some ish. Got Parrish, what's going on?
I just want to say the last 2 weeks have been boring. They need to bring back the BB takeover.
Pretty much. Got the brother Hank in the building. Hank, what's going on, man?
What happened to the takeover?
Well, that's a great question, yo. Last week was completely a terrible week.
Yeah.
This week was a little better, but not that much better. But we definitely had to come on because I got some questions, man.
Mm-hmm.
Why is everyone scared of Vanessa? That's one. And two, why don't people realize there's twins in the house?
No, man.
I don't know.
I think as far as the Vanessa comment, I think crying does have like power over people. Like nobody wants to see a woman cry, especially like a pretty woman, and she's not that pretty, but she's like just pretty enough. She's like just pretty enough that you don't want to see her cry. And she goes to that well every single time things look like it's going out of control for her. Like she immediately starts dropping them tears. So I think something, that crying has a big effect on the house.
Yeah. I mean, I knew that to be the case once I saw like Trey. He cried and he got the yams from Brandy on. No, Mom, that's a whole other story. Those that saw Boys in the Hood know what I'm talking about. But crying does have an effect on people. But my thing is, like, at some point, like, she's been skating by. She's had a hand in everyone who's went home. That right there bothers me.
And the thing about her is, I think Jimmy, you and I both picked her at the beginning of the season as our winner because she was a poker player. And the thing about poker players are you're supposed to not show emotion. You're supposed to have that cool demeanor. And like she's the opposite of that. Like I don't know if she does this at the poker table or not, but like she is just a wreck every single week. And some of these weeks it's like, look, if you just chill, you wouldn't have any problems. But she paints a target on herself, and then she has to work so hard to avoid being evicted every single week.
But you know what it is? I think that and I've seen her play poker on TV. Yes, I watch poker on TV. I'm that much of a nerd, but I've seen her actually play, and she's an amazing poker player. But the thing is this though. I think that she has to be constantly playing because that's what poker is. Even when you take hands off, you're playing, and she doesn't know how to just stop and cut it off. Like she has to be playing at all times.
No
you know
chill.
what I mean? Yeah. She fundamentally has no chill. But or maybe the crying is part of her strategy. Who knows? Parrish, what do you think about Vanessa?
Like I said a couple weeks ago, I think she's bipolar, and it bothers me more that Meg is still in the house than Vanessa, because at least Vanessa is actually playing. I mean, I guess Meg is playing. Maybe she's just not that good at it. And Steve, like, this week I feel like he was one of the worst players I've ever seen on BB. Like, what was he even talking about in that argument with Vanessa? And then he tried to explain the alliance, and, like, he didn't remember, like, how it happened, who brought it up. So
Yeah, he got intimidated. He got chumped. He definitely got chumped.
No, so what was Austin talking about during his speech?
I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. He was,
He's doing the don't be a menace to South Central, the one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Have a nice day. Like, he was just talking.
Oh, no.
I didn't
I have no clue.
One thing he was trying to say.
But what Parrish just said, like, the fact that Meg is that terrible is that's why it's not shocking to me that she's there, because what's she going to do? She can't win nothing, so you might as well keep her around.
I mean, we just saw last year.
Why they keep her?
We just saw last year. What was the little the fake Kardashian?
Victoria.
They kept her around to the very end. Yeah. You keep people like that around.
The final
she can't beat nobody.
Yeah.
So anyway, with that being said, my other question that we have to address this week, right? We have to address this week. Johnny Mac has went home with a vote of like 5-0. Johnny Mac's went home, but now they're playing and see if he comes back in. We don't know what happened as of yet. But here's my thing, right? there's a set of twins. I know Hank disagrees with this, but they're a set of twins. They have an alliance that has been building for however old they are. And then when you look at Liz, she has a showmance and a twin sister in the house, and no one's trying to break that up. Even Johnny Mac, who said, if I come back, I'm going after Meg. I'm like, for why? Like, when are you going to break these twins up? Like, you got to break them up somehow. Like, I don't get that. Like, how are you letting them skate through this long? I think it was Monica who said they probably had all kinds of twists and things they were going to use for the twins, but they probably can't even believe the twins are still there. So, like, why do you disagree with that, Hank? I know you said you think that you shouldn't go after the twins.
Yeah, so it wasn't necessarily that you shouldn't go after the twins, but for me, Johnny Mac, I thought going after Meg made sense because he wasn't going to be able to come in and be part of the alliance that the twins in Austin have. Like, he would always be the low man on that. But if he was able to come in and take Meg out, he might be able to be in alliance with James, Steve, who he already was in an alliance with, and pull Vanessa over there. So they could have 4 people versus the 3 people with Austin, Liz, and Julia. So I'm saying he's just taking Meg out and taking her spot.
Here's what I'm saying. I kind of thought the same thing, but not that way. I thought you can build an alliance and have everybody go after Austin and the twins, everyone not named Austin and the twins, by pointing that out. Like, if you come back in the house, you go after them and you say, listen, they're not going to go against each other. He's like, he's been finger banging her for the last couple weeks. He's not like he's not sending her or her sister home. So at some point you have to like go after them. In my opinion, you got to break that up.
But the problem is that Austin and the twins have the alliance with James and Meg. So they're going to quickly turn on whoever. They're going to quickly turn on Johnny if he comes back in the house. They're going to try to get him out quickly. So
yeah, but if you go after Meg, what do you think James is going to do? James is
a better competitor, so why not go after him?
But even if you go after Meg, James is not going to align himself with you. James is going to go after you, which is going to push him. It's going to push him closer, in my opinion, to Austin and the twins because you just took out his strongest ally.
Maybe, but would you rather get rid of Meg and bet on yourself convincing James to play with you and having that strong competitor on your side, or take James out and then have Meg's useless ass as your ally?
Oh no, that's why I would I wouldn't take James out. I would go after the twins, but I would come in and try to convince Vanessa, James, and Meg. You all are on the outside. When it comes to that alliance, it's like it's them 3 and everybody else. And I think that people are starting to see that. Vanessa has to see that she's on the bottom of that. She knows it.
True. Now, when I was saying that, I didn't realize that the person coming in, if the person got back in, they would also be the head of household. Because in the past, it was 2 separate competitions.
Yeah. So, and the person that came couldn't be head of household. Couldn't be sent home, rather.
Yeah. So as head of household, you definitely could take a shot at the twins. A lot easier than you could if you were just a person coming in the house.
Yeah, I agree with that. So what do you think, Parrish? Would you go after the twins or what?
Yeah. Like, if I was in that house when I found out that she had a twin, I would have been after her that day. Like, they've been in there too long. They're twins, and like you said, one has a boyfriend. It's like the whole house is in an alliance except Vanessa. Like, she's like by herself. I feel.
Yeah, Julia's
like she's not the target anymore. And Julia's
got nice protection because anybody that comes after them is probably going to go to Liz first because of her association with Austin.
Yeah.
So Julia going to sit back and just use all them as blockers and just it's amazing though, man. Like I just don't get it. Like I don't get how you at some point somebody's going to have to break that up.
Yeah.
Like, who wants to be
consciously allowing the second twin to come into the house was like making a deal with the devil. Like honestly, they should have all, as soon as they found out there was a twin, they should have all decided to evict her so that you got 2 people out of the house at the same time. Like once she came in the house, it became really, really difficult to take her out. Like, and every week that she lasts with Liz actually liking Austin now, that's a huge power block that the 3 of them have.
Yeah, absolutely, and that has to be broken. And next week's the perfect time because it's double eviction.
True.
You may bang them, two of them, like get two of the three out of there, but that has to be broke up, man. That's just my opinion. And you know, I
Wait,
really
is next week a double eviction?
Yeah, next week is a double eviction.
It
Yeah, so she got hyped. But that's what I'm saying. It'd be a perfect time to back to back, knock them out of there. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, yeah, more or less. Before we get out of here, though, any predictions for next week? Let's start with you, Parrish. What are your predictions for next week?
It's so boring that, like, I guess I don't really care anymore. It's like whatever happens. Like, the episodes are so boring, they have to fill it up with James pranks. Like, nobody wants to see that. Even the Zing bug was lame this year. I mean, he only had, like, one good joke, and that was about Liz and Austin's girlfriend, so.
Yo, speaking of that, how vicious was that?
He should have went after Austin also about that and not just Liz, because they're both at fault for this.
I mean, it's more Austin than Liz.
Mm-hmm.
Along with the girl.
Hey, what's your predictions, though, Hank?
First off, I want to give a shout out to James and his squad, because that was the most diverse group of rednecks that I've ever seen in my life. Like, they made me start believing that maybe the Confederate flag really isn't a racist symbol.
they need that's like a sitcom. It looked like it wasn't real. Like it was a put together sitcom that you watch and be like, there's no crew like that. I guess there is.
No. Shout out to them. Honestly, I think James hasn't let me down yet in any of the endurance competitions. Like, he's got them little feet, man, and they're perfect for hanging on to stuff like that. He looks mad comfortable. So I got him winning, and I have the person coming back point being moot. Nobody is coming back into the house. So I got James winning, and I have one of the twins going out, actually. I think he'll make the power move to get a twin out.
All right, that's what I was going to say. If James goes up, James may turn on him and make the power move, because who does he put up? Because usually what happens
He's not going to put up Meg.
Usually what happens, the person that comes back can't be put up right away.
Yeah.
So who does James put up?
So James is going to, I think who he's supposed to put up would be Steve and Vanessa.
Yeah.
But I think he ends up backdooring one of the twins. I think Vanessa could get in his ear enough. And James has prided himself on making these power moves all throughout the game. So I think he'll make that move to put out a twin.
That would be interesting. That would definitely be interesting, because now whoever comes back into the house, right, and James puts up Steve and Vanessa, that just helps them. Like, look, y'all both are on the outside of that alliance.
Well, if James wins, nobody comes back into the house. It was all or nothing. So whoever wins.
Oh, okay. It was all or nothing. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, and the thing is, it's so easy to backdoor at least one of the twins.
Yeah.
Because you don't care which one you put up. So, even if one wins the power of veto, you just put the other one up. So
pretty much. That's dope, though. I didn't realize that was the case. That is all or nothing. That's even crazier.
Yep.
That's even crazier. So I'm actually looking forward to that. I actually hope James wins now that you said that. FOH Johnny Mac. I was rooting for Johnny Mac the whole episode. Nonsense. At this point, FOH to you, Johnny Mac. Like, good guy and all, but FOH. So, I mean, that's it. Any last thoughts before we get out of here, Parrish? No. Okay, cool. How about you, Hank?
No, that's it, man. Hopefully it turns up a little bit, man. Let's see the twins come at each other. That's what you've been asking for the whole time. So.
Listen, that would make this entire season epic and make it one of the most legendary seasons ever. If somehow one of the twins wins and puts her sister up. No matter of fact, backdoors her sister. That's even more vicious. That would be crazy. Anyway, with all that being said, listen, don't forget to, leave a comment on the video, share the videos with your friends. Let's talk about what's going on this season, if you're still watching this season. Also, subscribe to the channel. Check everything we do out at warroomsports.com. It's been another episode of Operation Big Brother. We are out of here. As we always say, don't accept mediocrity. Be steadfast in the war against ignorance, and we'll see you chumps on top.
Bye.
Kuwait is the war room with 5 nights at the round table. 5 Philly guys, diversified and educated.